If this is the first video you're watching in this series, welcome to Lucky Lead Magnets. This is a course that teaches you how to use AI tools to create interactive lead magnets like checklists or online calculators or assessments for your business so that you could start putting it out there and using it to get leads for your own business. If you have no clue what an interactive lead magnet is, you've definitely seen them before. It's something like that skincare quiz that you take or the assessment that you take or the online mortgage calculator. All those are interactive lead magnets, but the thing is, you need to make one for your business, and that's what we're here to do. This was also a paid course turned into a free course, so in the description, you'll see a long ebook, a short ebook, some prompts, some email templates, and a whole bunch of other stuff to make this very easy for you. I just wanted you to know this is not the first video in this series, just in case you get lost or you started from this one. So if you do want to start from the beginning, it is in the playlist, and if you are in the right place, you are on the right video. Let's get into it. Welcome to lesson 5, where we're going to talk about creating your logic, aka building the engine. So what does creating your logic and building the engine mean? What that means is when you're thinking about what are the answers people are going to get, what questions lead to what answers, what maps back to my offer in a logical way. All of these questions, to be honest, are way too much for your human brain to figure out unless you're some kind of super mathematician watching this, and maybe you could skip this lesson. But if you're not, and you're anything like me, it will be tough for you to figure out on your own. So we're going to use AI to help us figure that part out. And then the next lesson, I'm going to talk to you about how to refine the logic so it truly is yours. So how to use the master logic prompt is very simple. You're going to copy it. You're going to paste it into your favorite large language model, whether that's ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, whatever you like to use. Everyone likes to use something different. And you're going to replace the information in the brackets with your information. And then that will start giving you ways to map your logic. It'll give you your logic, and when you read it, there's probably going to be things where you're like, that's way off. I need to fix that. And there's going to be things like, I like that. So again, in the next session, we're going to talk about mapping your logic. The prompt comes with this course. And there's 3 things that this prompt helps us do. Like I've been talking about, number 1, it takes the hard thinking of the creative stuff off your plate. Number 2, it makes sure there's alignment with you and what you offer, the path again. And number 3, it's a complete solution. It helps you create all of it. And all you have to do is kind of revise it, go through the logic again, which I'm going to talk about in the next lesson, and then make it yours. It's a really powerful system. It's really easy. So again, what's next is making this thing perfect for you. So let's get into it. Welcome to lesson 6, perfecting your logic. So you laid out the logic, but in this lesson, which is much more important, we're going to talk about perfecting it. So number 1, a very, very crucial point. I know you might be eager to get your lead magnet done, but you are the pilot. Do not let AI just spit something out and then you just go with it. You are the driver. AI is the assistant. Now, I could go on and on about that forever because I think that's just something people are forgetting, but make sure you go through every piece of the logic perfectly. The second part is the voice and vibe check. And what I mean by that is, you remember how on the path, how I was talking about a path to you? This is where you want to make sure that happens. You don't want it to sound stiff. You don't want it to sound like AI. You want it to sound like you. And this is where you have a chance to make sure that you are embedded in your own experience of this lead magnet. What I mean by that is, maybe you just use all pink and white as your colors. Maybe you make everything dark mode black. Whatever you do, you need to put this in the voice and vibe needs to match you. I can't stress that enough. Also, you may have already thought of this already, but what other materials do you have? When you're giving AI everything about you so that it can help you create this quiz logic, obviously if you have PDFs about what you do, if you have a website about what you do, if you have any kind of material, any text, anything, you can give it to this LLM tool, to the AI, and it can incorporate that within your logic as well. So it'll make it a lot more like you very, very easily. So another tip, a bonus tip here, is to share your stories, which again is beginning to just show your expertise of who you are. So for this story example, let's say you're a personal trainer. Your client just took your quiz and then she got a result that's related to longevity. So a way that you can mix in a story within this is say something like, you care about longevity, which is smart. I've learned that my clients who prioritize longevity always miss that they fill in the blank because I'm not a personal trainer. And now I have a dedicated program called the Longevity Method. So now you're telling a story of, okay, I've encountered people like you before. I've seen people like you before, and this is how we solve it. So you're going from a generic answer to telling a story of how your expertise has developed for this specific person's result. I hope that makes sense. And with that, you did it. You're ready for liftoff. Your logic is set. You're reading the answers. They feel like you. They don't sound like AI. They have your brand mixed in. You obviously have your awesome idea. And it's time to kind of end the race, round around the corner, and kind of build this thing and put it into the world. So let's do that. Welcome to lesson 7. Let's bring this thing to life. So we're going to make this a reality using a tool called Lovable.dev. And there's a few reasons why I want to use Lovable. But first, let me talk a little bit about what it is. So really quickly, there's a bunch of companies making tools that make it easy for people to make software. But since this thing is so good at making full software applications, like I talked about earlier in this course, you can make things like very detailed and intricate lead magnets because they're easier to create than software within Lovable. And the reason why I'm using Lovable over other builders, there's Replit, there's Bolt, there's Cursor, there's a ton of these tools. But I am someone who loves emerging technology, and I have spent an embarrassing amount of time using all of these tools. And the reason why I chose Lovable is because I believe that anyone can use Lovable to build something that is usable. These other tools are pretty good. I'm not saying that they're bad by any means. But whenever I use Lovable, I'm able to get the furthest, whether it's a really complicated idea or something really simple. So for my course and what I'm recommending to you is Lovable. I think it will get you to the finish line the fastest. If you want to use one of those other tools, that's perfectly cool with me. But I suggest Lovable because, again, I think you'll just get there really quick using Lovable. So what are you going to do? You're going to open up your quiz logic that you have. You have your perfect quiz logic that matches you, matches what you want to put out there, and you're ready to use the logic. All you have to do is copy and paste it, which is exactly what you're going to do. So you're going to sign up for Lovable.dev, enter the full prompt, and you're going to hit enter. From there, Lovable is going to take a couple of minutes, and you will see your lead magnet for the first time. It is literally as simple as that. Your lead magnet is live. And if it is live, please send it to me. I want to see it. I want to see the stuff that you guys are creating. But your lead magnet is live. You just created an interactive lead magnet, and I hope it's not your last one. I hope you have a ton of ideas, honestly. Now we're going to go on to the next step because, okay, people finish your quiz, your calculator, your assessment, your generator, whatever you decided to make. But how do you get those results, and how do you see them so you're able to act and react to what people are doing? So you need to do that manually, which if you're worried about technology, do not, it sounds crazy, but do not worry. I promise you it's very easy. I'm going to walk you through step by step. So let's walk through how to do that right now. Welcome to lesson 8, getting the results from your audience. And first and foremost, I want to say congrats because your lead magnet is created. You did it. And I bet you it's a lot easier than you thought it would be. So going from this screen to your inbox, you've got the new lead, but when someone finishes your quiz, you want 3 things to happen. Number 1, you want to capture their email address. Number 2, you want to see their results so you know what they need help with. And number 3, you obviously want to send them their results. So we're going to talk about that now. So the quickest and easiest way to do this is to use a service called Email.js. And the way to do it is a simple 4-step process. You're going to sign up for Email.js, connect your account, grab your keys, and add it to Lovable. You're going to tell Lovable to add it right in the chat interface. That's really easy to use, and you are done. It is as simple as that. Now, there's another way you could do it where if you want to store everything in one place to kind of see trends, see what's happening, you could do that too. Lovable makes that easy as well. All you need to do is add a prompt like Lovable, save all the quiz results and user contact information from the form to a database on the back end that only I can access. And all that's going to do is create the database that you can access in the back end of Lovable. So you could do it that way too if you want to just see who's submitted, what their answers are. If you want to try to spot trends, you could do that. And the real hack, what we might be missing here, is you could use both methods, and it doesn't take long to set either up. You could set both up in roughly 10-15 minutes, to be honest, because Lovable's really fast now. It didn't used to be fast. But you could set both up, so that's kind of a little pro tip. And another thing is this course is not about email sending services, but just so you know, if you don't know, there are tons of email sending services like a MailChimp or a ConvertKit or a Systeme.io where you can connect and have autoresponders. So you might be able to use something like Zapier to basically signal that someone finished the quiz and then signal to your email responder service, and then your answers are automatically sent through. So this course isn't about that, and I don't know which email responder service you're using, so I can't really go into it or the one that you would like to use, but just know that that's easy to set up too. It'll probably take you another 20, not even 20 minutes, probably 15 minutes. And with that, you are really set and done. Now we're going to go on to the bonuses, because it's not only about getting the lead, it's about, number one, what you're going to follow up with, and number two, how you're going to drive traffic to this lead magnet. So let's jump into these bonus lessons and talk about both.